episode 10 of DreamWorks Dragons Riders of Berk, Heather Report Part 1. That's what it's called. I don't name these episodes.
If they added a W and got rid of the H, it'd be Weather Report.
Yeah, I know.
Which is their joke. They're making a pun.
Yeah. But it... What do you think? I'm biased because I've watched a lot of reviews on this. Let's get a fresh perspective. What do you think?
Well, as a woman, I can stand beside Astrid with her deep intuition on how evil Heather was. I knew from like the moment she was there that there was something wrong.
Yeah, the first thing she says is a sob story.
Yeah, which immediately, of course, pretty lady with sob story makes men go, oh, you poor thing, you're so pretty! But...
And then she also plays up the whole sexual desires thing
yeah,
with the other
she
guys.
really gets seductive. I mean...
And that's sort of pushing it for a kid's show.
Yeah, especially with, like, Tough Nut. She got, like, really into it.
Yeah.
Like, how about fire?
And I mean...
And then she got... Oh my goodness, Snotlout and his toxic masculinity really affected, because he got, like, super toxic and made an anatomy joke, and then she's like, well, Hiccup's so much better.
And then Snotlout just...
rejected.
Yeah, he took that to heart, and like...
Yeah. But then he goes after her.
I have to admire that, because when he fails, even though he fails spectacularly, he always gets back up and keeps going. That's
because he's a stubborn Nimrod.
And a Viking.
And a Viking. Which is just...
Yeah, but this episode, when I first saw it, I liked it. The more I watched it, I'm not saying I don't like it. I do like this episode. But the more I watched it, it just sort of predictable.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a cliche, really,
yeah.
With the girl washing up on shore, and she's a spy,
and she's pretty, and
she takes advantage of the men, and then gets what she wants. And
sort of.
Starts a cat fight.
Yeah.
Only this time it was midair on a dragon.
Which was good. That was good.
Personally, I would have just thrown her off the dragon with the dragon's help, but of course they had to get all...
Yeah, barrel roll.
Yeah, they had to get all clingy, clawy cat
classic
fighting.
cat fight.
Yeah.
Watch any movie with a cat fight. There you go. Let's put that on top of a dragon.
And grabbing faces and pushing and shoving.
Yeah, the only thing they really left out was the hair pulling.
Yeah, I mean... Heather had some serious hair she could have pulled on there.
Yeah.
But
come on, Astrid.
They both had perfect braids that they just couldn't pull.
Come on, Astrid. You're supposed to be a shield maiden.
Yeah.
Get on your A game. But this is a passable episode. It introduces a new character, which is alright. I personally would hope for a new dragon and a new character, but I can live with a new character. We also got to see Alvin for a brief moment, I guess.
His British accent wasn't as forced.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Yeah. But
he didn't say me as often.
Get out of me way.
Yeah. You gotta say it right. He doesn't say it so brusquely. He's like, get out of me way. Mark. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
But he kept up a good role for the little bit of screen time he had in this episode. But overall, this episode is passable. I personally rank it slightly more than passable, but not like some of the other ones, like the last episode, Dragonflower. That was really good.
Yeah.
This is borderline. It's between passable and good. It's really just predictable. I mean, the guys over on Clapboard Reviews really ripped this they watched them both together, then did one single thing. We're doing something different. We're doing it all.
Yeah.
But they ripped this a new one because they did not like this one or the next one at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cutting it some slack because I personally biased because I did see it when I was younger, and it was good then. It's still good now. Just it could have been. This first episode could have been better. I mean, they could have hid Heather being a spy a little better.
They had to make it obvious because it's a children's show, so they want the children to go right away. There's something wrong here.
Yeah.
So, they would have gotten it within her first moment of sneaking about.
Yeah, but, I mean...
I got it the first moment she was in scene. Yeah. I'm like, oh, look, a pretty girl passed out. What's going on now?
Right. But it... The sob story... Looking back, that was the first big clue. I mean, somebody washes up on ship.
She was so traumatic. Oh, my parents and my village, and you have to help me. Really?
Yeah, a more convincing thing is if you find a group of people who have dragons at their disposal, and they seem like fairly good people, which the writers are generally, ask them for help. They have dragons at their disposal.
Yeah.
But I think this is gonna be a short one. We don't have much to say about this. I can only think of ways that it could be better.
Yep.
I mean, I will give it this though. It's better than the Terrible 2. Cause that was just bad. Yeah. Even though it was passable, plot-wise, it was bad. This one had a slightly complex plot, even though it was predictable for us.
Yeah. It was very hackneyed.
Yeah. I guess we'll just go on to the next one. We're at 7 minutes now. So we'll get back to you. We're going to watch through this next one. You're going to find out what happened. But it's alright, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll see you next time, I guess. I don't really have anything to say about this episode. Could be better, so...
Less hackneyed.
Yeah.
Problem with cliches. Everybody else has done them.
Yeah. Although, in the Terrible 2, they did a bit of a cliche with the whole misunderstanding thing.
Yeah.
At least they tried to put a different spin on it.
Yeah, this was just a repeat
of every other, spy.
Every female spy ever.
Pretty much. Attractive female spy seduces the guy.
Pretends to be
damsel in distress. Yeah. Then it turns out in the last act.
You.
And then it turns out in the last act she's sort of a badass, even though she's trying to play up the damsel in distress thingy.
Yeah.
So it could have been a lot better. I mean, I understand they're catering towards kids, but try to hide it a bit more. That's all I can say. And also, what do you think of Heather's design as a character?
Her hair was unrealistic, like most Disney princesses. I mean, she had too much volume in her hair. The fishtail braid at one point should have fallen off her shoulder onto her back when she shrugged, because you saw it raise up and the tip of the tail was on her shoulder. That should not have held it on, because it's all just the little loose ends that didn't get into the braid.
So
it should have fallen off onto her back, but it stayed on her shoulder, which is very unrealistic. And then
that's not really character design. That's just an animation issue.
Yeah, and
they didn't really want to manipulate the character that much, I guess. But
she got a little smarmy too. I didn't like that.
Yeah. Although on the animation thing, if it did fall off, she could have just swung it back over.
Yeah. Personally, if I were her, I wouldn't live with a braid on my shoulder.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna ride a dragon. Even when she was on the dragon.
Yeah,
it was on her shoulder.
She was flying. It should be trailing behind her. I mean, like Astrid's trails behind her.
Yeah, but I mean,
their bangs don't move either. Because Astrid's bangs stay across her face when she's flying. They should be trailing behind her.
Yeah,
and
they do
Heather
move a
should have
little
as
bit.
well. And it's just... It doesn't work like that.
Animation issues work better in the movies, though.
Yeah.
Because they have a larger budget. I know I'm comparing a TV series and a movie, but...
Yeah. And the problem here is it's animation versus live action. With animation, you can get away with a lot more, even though it's technically not believable, but...
We're nitpicking a kid show,
Yeah.
We have that issue.
But, I mean, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
With the amount of volume her bangs has, how little they move, and the fact that that braid just stays on her shoulder at all times. It's like she's got it nailed to her shirt.
It's the same shoulder, too.
Yeah.
I mean, with Astrid, we can cut her to slack. It's right by...
Yeah. Hers dangles and it waves when she walks, and when she's flying, it's going like this, but...
Heather is it...
She's got a limp fish on her shoulder.
Constantly.
Yeah. And then her bangs. I had a huge issue with her bangs. She didn't touch them nearly enough. Because if I had bangs like that, I'd be like, get out of my face.
Yeah,
get out of
they
my
were
face.
constantly... They're like mine, except when I grow out my hair more, it's down to here.
Yeah. And that gets really annoying. And
and I'm constantly doing this.
She's got this giant mop hanging over half her head. And
I mean, with Astrid it works, but we see those move.
She's also kind of got a headband to hold some of them in place, even though the bangs actually go over the headband, which makes no sense. But it's the punk rock look, really.
Punk rock.
They've got to have some
Viking.
BA Vikings, so they've got to have punk rock hair, and Heather fits into that category very well with her bangs. She's got the emo punk bangs going on.
Yeah.
The only thing she's missing is just shaved half of the head. Really? I mean, if she shaved right above her little fishtail braid, she'd be major emo. She even had eyeliner, you pointed out.
Yeah, the eyeliner really gave away the character. Dark eyeliner, dark hair. Darkness is evil.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Toothless. He's jet black and he's a puppy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he was originally perceived to be evil, so...
Yeah, but...
Hence the name Night Fury. He is the fury of the night.
The unholy offspring of lightning and death itself. It's adorable. I want one.
Yeah, who doesn't?
People who hate this series. I've met a few people who hate Dragon.
That's ridiculous.
I know. The first movie was great. If you didn't fall in love with the series in the first movie,
yeah,
you should have at least fell in love at the second movie.
Yeah.
I can cut you some slack if you haven't seen the series because it was on TV and didn't get a whole bunch of publicity, even though it won several awards.
And it went on to Netflix.
Yeah, so I can cut you a little slack, but okay, we're going really long here now. So we're just gonna end this off, find out what happens, and you're gonna find out what happens to Heather.
Yay!
What do you think's gonna happen to her? Well, prediction time. What do you think's gonna happen to Heather?
Don't tell me she turns good. Please don't.
You want to get to the next episode, find out?
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
If she turns good, I'm gonna flip this table, which is
Don't-
impossible.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on this table. You can't see it, but there's a pile of books here.
It's also a really heavy table.
Yeah. And also on this table is my soda. Now you can just remove the laptop, now flip it.
Yeah. I don't think my mother would like me to flip the table, but...
But we'll get to you. Bye.